Arsenal 2, Brentford 1. Yes, BY Football here, and Arsenal pick up another 3 points in our quest for the top 4. As always, if you're on if you enjoy Arsenal and football related content, please consider subscribing on my road to 700 and drop a like down below so this video gets out to more people. And if you're an Arsenal fan, Brentford fan, or a football neutral, leave your thoughts of the game in the comment section down below. I'm going to start by saying Saka and Emil Smith-Rowe carried us through this game, man. They got us the 2 goals. We conceded right at the end, which was nervy, but to be fair, it was just a consolation. For the most part, we played very well. Arsenal, we played great from start to finish. It's just a couple of minor details that I want us to iron out going forward, which I will discuss in the future. Going through the timeline of the game, though, as I said, we started quick. We were on the front foot. We were making chances. It was one-way traffic for a lot of the game. I think in the first half, we had about 80% possession, it said, which is unbelievable. We had lots of shots. It's just we couldn't quite have that cutting edge. We did end up scoring through Lacazette, but it was ruled offside, correctly offside as well. Lacazette has to stay onside there. He just got ahead of himself, went too far forward. For a veteran striker like himself, I expect him to do much better in that area. Regardless, we knocked on the door a couple more times. Ødegaard, literally, he just has to shoot in one position and just tries to slip in Saka for no reason. He's very unselfish, but sometimes Ødegaard, like, you need to shoot in that position. You don't always have to pass the ball. He didn't. And then Lacazette, on the other hand, he shots when he should have passed. So we're passing when we should shoot. We're shooting when we should pass. It was just a lack of that final pass and that final shot just not quite being on point, and that will separate us from going into the second half, 1-0 up or 2-0 up even. And that's the difference between like world-class sides. If you're a footballer, you're technically good. Let's not lie. Especially nowadays, even centre-backs, right-backs, left-backs are good at football, good on the ball. The difference between good players and world-class players are the ones that can produce it consistently. And it feels like sometimes we're just not quite consistently having that final pass. We're getting into good areas and we're technically going in the right direction. We're supplying good passes, etc. It's just that final ball, that final shot just lacking. Either way, we come out to the second half, and at this point I'm thinking, right, don't be a repeat of the Burnley game where we're putting lots of pressure, but we can't quite get a breakthrough. But we do straight away. Emil Smith-Rowe gets the ball from the left-hand side, carries it, darts inside, left corner of the box, and just slides it past the keeper into the far corner. Great goal by Emil Smith-Rowe, and that put us 1-0 up. And then from then, Brentford, they kind of knocked the wind out of their sails. They didn't really do anything, but their whole game plan was to sit back and defend deep like Burnley did. They've conceded, so now they're a bit in limbo. They were like, do we attack it? Do we keep defending? Who knew? Either way, we kept up the pressure, and then we eventually got our second goal after a while. It was Bukayo Saka who got it. Ball came to him, and he actually, in the same position that Emil Smith-Rowe scored, Saka bent it with his left foot. He shot with his left foot on the left side of the box, where it probably would have been better to shoot with his right. Either way, he shot with his left, and it was a perfect goal, man. Off the inside the post and in, clinical finish from Saka, and that basically finished it off. Brentford scored right at the end from a set piece, literally with seconds to go. It was ruled out offside, but then VAR ended up giving it. Either way, it didn't mean much. We still get the 3 points. It's just a shame we didn't quite keep the clean sheet. But other than that, no complaints whatsoever. I guess we win the game, and that's what matters. It's a results business at the end of the day. We are only in the Premier League, and we just needed to get the 3 points. I think the performance overall was good, though. Look, we didn't blow away Brentford in terms of the scoreline, but I feel like there was a different class. On the pitch, we were different gravy. We looked the better side. It just proved once again that we needed to sign a striker in January. Will that be our downfall? Who knows, man, but there will be tougher tests than Brentford in the Premier League. And if we had a striker, we could easily win this game 4-5-1. If we had a clinical striker up front, we win it. Let's be honest, comfortably. It doesn't even get to a stage where we're scratching our heads at the 48th minute, thinking, are we going to score? Are we not going to score? Because there was a stage of this match where I was thinking, are we going to break them down? I wasn't entirely sure, especially after what happened against Burnley a couple of weeks ago. Either way, we do get the 3 points, and we move on to Wolves, I believe, on Thursday. Another home game and another chance to get some more points. And also, to be fair, it was good we got these points today because West Ham dropped points earlier, who are in the hunt for top 4. I believe Chelsea have actually dropped points to Crystal Palace. So we're in a good place. I mean, United are dropping points. They're missed inconsistent. Spurs are playing Man City in about 30 minutes now. Are they going to beat them? Doubt it. So, look, it was important that we capitalise when other teams are dropping points, and we've done that today, so I have no complaints whatsoever. Getting into player ratings, Aaron Ramsdale, he conceded on the goal, wasn't much he could do. Other than that, he was alright, to be fair. I'll give him a 7. They didn't really pose much, Brentford. Everything he did get, he did well, and he distributed the ball quickly. Cedric had a good game. I'll give Cedric an 8. Played really well, up and down the right-hand side. And to be fair, deputising for Tomiyasu, he's done his job, Cedric. I cannot complain. Ben White played really well as well. I'll give him an 8. Won some clear headers, getting the ball out quickly. Gabriel next to him also an 8. Them two were an absolute wall. Tierney on the left side, I'll also give him an 8. He was the one that was overlapping, couple of crosses in. His crosses weren't quite accurate. Also, I don't know why we're insisting on crossing when we've got 5'9" Lacazette in the box. Like, do we think we have Vlahovic up there or Olivier Giroud even? We're not going to... Every single cross we put in, it was dealt by Pontus Jansson. We need to actually pass ball, be a bit more incisive. So, other than that, but Tierney did well to get into positions and took on his man. Just his crosses, I feel like they have to be perfect to score against teams like the Brentfords and the Burnleys, and it just weren't quite that. The midfield, I mean, Partey played well, I'll give him an 8. Nice turns. Even had a couple of good shots for once. But yeah, that was saved. Xhaka. Now, there was one instant in the game where Xhaka actually refused to take the captain's armband. Now, he is linked away. He's linked to, I believe, Roma Mourinho's team. But that was a bit shady for him to just decline the armband. If you've been chosen to be captain, you take the armband, man. Like, you don't have to. The armband ended up going to Tierney. Like, we were playing well. Why do something like that? If you've got a problem with it, just take it at the time. And then after, go into Arteta's office once the game's done, when the cameras are not on you, and say, look, boss, I don't want to be receiving the armband anymore. Do it in private. You don't have to do it out in the public, man. It's poor decision making from Xhaka, in my opinion. It kind of put a bit of a bad mood on what was otherwise a really good game, especially from him and the whole team. It dampened it a little bit. He just didn't need to do something like that so public. If you've got a problem receiving the armband, go do it in private with the players or with Arteta, whatever. You don't have to make it so public where everyone can see. Either way, I'll give Xhaka a 7. He played well. Further up the pitch, Saka. Saka will also get an 8. I mean, his goal was unbelievable. Unbelievable. And to be fair, it was always an outlet, wriggling around. And yeah, he's done his job today, Saka. He's good in pockets. I think in the first half, he wasn't strong enough at times. I believe it was Rico Henry kept barging him off the ball. A couple of them may have been fouls, but either way, he needs to bulk up a little bit. But in the second half, his quality proved what a strike that was. What an absolute wonder goal. Great goal from Saka, and that obviously gave us the 3 points, because if it was only 1-0, we would have ended up going home 1-1 after what would have been a dominant display, and then it would have literally been carnage at the Emirates. Cam Ødegaard played well. I'll give him an 8. Apart from the one time where he passed to Saka when he should have shot, and also in the second half when he was put through and he had the worst shot of 2022. Honestly, he p-rolled it when we were literally through on goal. On that, he was good, always receiving the ball. I think he probably had the most touches in the Arsenal team, always trying to make extra passes, played well. Emil Smith-Rowe, I have to give him an 8. Out of the 3, I thought like he was kind of quiet until it came to the second half and his goal. He popped up in a great area, received the ball, ran with it, took on defenders. How many times do I have to say you just have to run at somebody? When you pass, the defenders can be stationary. They just watch the ball go left and right. When you run at someone, it forces the defenders to engage. They either have to press you or back off. And what they ended up doing was backing off, and then Emil Smith-Rowe darted inside and then slided into the bottom left corner of the net. And that's what started us off. And that was the first goal, which was important for us, man. It's whoever gets the first goal at this club, that's what we need. Once we get the first goal, we're alright. We can go on to score 2, 3, etc. It's just getting the first goal that we needed. And then striker Lacazette. Look, in the first half, he should have scored, should have stayed on side for that one. But other than that, I thought he did well, Lacazette. I cannot complain whatsoever. He got an 8. He was a presence up front, linking the ball, so I have no complaints over him whatsoever. In terms of subs, Pepe actually got brought on, and he looked good, Pepe. I'll give him an 8. Really some nice trickery, getting around the box. I kind of like this role for him as super sub with 18 minutes left. I would have preferred to see him actually through the middle, but we subbed him on for Smith-Rowe on the left, and then Nketiah came on and basically did nothing apart from have the armband and then give it to Tierney, so I'll give him a 7. But yeah, other than that, good result for Arsenal. We take home the 3 points, and we needed it to capitalise on teams around us that have dropped points. We're going all in on this top 4 race, and I believe if we don't get top 4 this season, it'll be a disappointment. Teams around us are inconsistent. I mean, United can't pick up points. Tottenham are here and there. It's a wide open race, and as long as we're there, I give us every chance. To be fair, we're probably the favourites right now. We are probably the favourites. We have the games in hand. One competition to fight for. Let's just go all out for this top 4 position. Leave your thoughts of the game in the comment section down below. If you're new around, if you enjoy Arsenal and football related content, please consider subscribing on my road to 700 and drop a like down below so this video gets out to more people. And be sure to check out my socials in the description, my TikTok, Instagram and Twitter. I've been YFootball, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.